All right, let's get a quick mic test.
Check. Mike.
All right, cool. Sounds good. All right. So, DBros Discussions, back with another podcast. And actually, this one is pretty much going to be like raw because technical difficulties, and we actually have to end up recording this on the Sunday. We're posting it on the same day we're recording it. So it's gonna be pretty raw. So forgive us for any like mistakes. But if you are new to the channel, this is your host Delano, and then we got
Devontae.
over here. These are your D Bros right here. And if you like I said, if you're new to the channel, there's a bunch of other podcasts. We have season 1 and season 2. We have like 30 something podcasts, and we talk about like relationships, friendships, and just life in general type stuff. So if you think you're into that type of stuff, subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications. But before we get into the questions, I want to say, like, how's your year going so far, man?
It's going good. It's going good. I got big goals, big aspirations, and I feel myself just like coming together, personally, and also with my team. With my guys.
Yeah, that's
So,
it.
like-
Yeah, that's a really big thing because when you look at like like life in general and stuff, and like how you want to live your life, one big thing is like the people you have around you.
Yeah.
It's like, because for example, like if you have like a bunch of people in your friend group that like do stuff that don't align with where you're trying to go and where you're trying to reach, you're not gonna get there because you're hanging out with like the wrong people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You gotta have people who are on the
important.
same like path as you in a way.
It's important.
Yeah.
So what do you think about, like, because you wouldn't say you're like at your goals yet, right? Like,
No, definitely not.
and like, what do you think about like having like a mentor to get to your goals?
Yeah, I think actually I was just scrolling through like Instagram like just not even too long ago, and I came across I don't even know who it was, but there was this guy talking about like how he made it to his like wealth, and he said one of the
through that.
biggest things is having a mentor,
Yeah,
right?
someone
So-
who's already gone through, like, and could tell you like where you should, like, in the direction you should go
yeah,
in whatever industry you're looking into.
yeah, exactly. So I think like having a mentor is like really, really big. You need to have someone to like at least look up to
Yeah,
or emulate. Maybe that's like your
Yeah.
parents. Maybe that's your
celebrity even, like,
yeah. Maybe it's a celebrity. Maybe it's someone you like know, an older brother, older peer. If you're in high school, it could be like
someone.
yeah, it could just be someone that's like older than you. Could even be someone that's younger than you. Realistically, like at any stage in your life, you have mentors for any specific reason. Like
Do you think you should actively go out searching for a mentor?
yeah,
Or it's like,
yeah, I do. You should. I think for most of the people in, I would say the age range, well, high school all the way up to 20, 21, even 22. I would say it's important to know like what you want to be in life, and then find someone who's there. Find someone who's already where you want to be in life.
Yeah, I feel like if you start in high school, or like at high school to 21, you're starting early, realistically.
Yeah,
Yeah, you usually aren't even like figured out. Like, I feel like in those ages, you're still like kind of messing around. Like you're not locked into like what you want to do yet in life and all that.
Yeah,
Like for me, when I was in like high school and like early years after high school, I kind of wasn't really locked into what I want to do yet. I'm still like exploring. I definitely wasn't on a path where it's like I'm like destroying my future or anything like that.
Yeah,
I wasn't anywhere close to that. But I was still exploring and whatnot. I feel like after 21 or like after 22, that's when you actually start to like lock in and like get like serious about like your future.
yeah.
In a way.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you find like a mentor, if you find a life mentor, life coach / someone who you want to be like, if you find them in high school, then by the time you're 25, let's say, you're gonna be successful. Like it's that simple, If you find a mentor, you're basically fast tracking your whole life. In high school, that's like 10 years 10-year gap, maybe 7-8 year gap, and you're genuinely fast tracking your life.
Yeah, but like if the mentor, if you find the right mentor,
Yeah, the right mentor.
'Cause-
Someone who is who you want to be or has attributes that you want to have.
If they're already at where you want to be at, then that's the perfect mentor.
Yeah.
But like even more than that, like sometimes you don't find someone who's really out. Like you're trying to do something that like you don't know anybody who's kind of done yet, right?
Yeah.
So you have to like kind of like pave that pathway yourself, and it's like you want to be able to like kind of gather good qualities from people, like even if they're not your mentor, or anything like that, or you don't consider them a mentor, like you can still look around the room and look around at people and just gather like certain qualities from them.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be their whole personality, you know. It's just like something, you know.
Yeah. When it comes to gathering like just certain traits from other people, I would say that social media is good for that stuff. Like you don't have to see them face to face, but when it comes to actually
wait, hang on, social media, you can gather like a lot of like good stuff,
just specific traits, not like
good specific traits and stuff, but it also does like a lot of harm too, because
it portrays it in a
it kind of glamifies whatever you say, however you say that word. I don't even know if you guys can tell, but I'm kind of sick. My voice is like a little gone. So but like social media kind of like gives you like an unrealistic view on life, you know?
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying.
Filtered.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like when it comes to actually finding like a specific mentor for someone that's at where you want to be in life, it's better to have that person in person. It's better to know that person in person, right? But if you just if like you said, if you want to do something new, creative, innovative, then it's a good idea to even look at people like who have those traits that you need or want to be successful, right? Like personally, I want to say like all of our content is authentic and it always will be, right? And we want to inspire and motivate people to reach their dreams and goals as well. So if you want to follow us as a mentor, then you'll know that we're authentic.
That was actually my next question. Do you think you have like a lot of people kind of under your wing? Like do you think you have like anyone that you're like mentoring?
I think,
or like people that look up to you or like want to be like you in some way.
No, I don't know if I have like specifically like people that want to be like me. You know what I mean? But I know I have traits that people, would like to have. You know, so they look up to me.
Do they look at you and say like, yeah, I want to be like.
Yeah. I want to be like that. You know.
Yeah. What kind of trait is that? What do you think?
Well, there's a couple actually. Like most notable one, like I would say, when I'm in public, like I never say anything negative. Like I never want to say anything negative. You know, like even if I'll tell you the truth, but I don't want to spew negativity. That's like something that I don't do. You know. So, like some people, it's hard for some people to just, not gossip or not just speak negative stories and stuff like that. So I know some people like think like, okay,
Yeah, that's like a really big one actually, because I feel like there's a lot of like, I wouldn't say like a lot of negativity in the world, but like people like to talk about the negative more than the positive. People like
right.
People focus more on the negative than like there's so much positive, but people tend to focus more on the negative, right? So that's what usually is being talked about,
Yeah.
So it's quite rare that you find someone who's just like not talking about something like negative,
Yeah. So that's one thing that like I just try to keep it positive. I also try to be like, another thing is, like I said just a couple seconds ago, like all of our stuff is authentic. We never want to do anything fake. We never want to do anything for the views or for the clout or for anything. We just want to, just be a vibe, be a vibe, be inspirations and whatnot. But yeah, that's another thing about me. Like I'm never fake, I always keep it real. I'll just keep it real. Like, even if it's something you don't want to hear, if I'm gonna say something negative, I just won't say anything. You know, if I'm gonna say something constructive, I'll say it though. Mm-hmm. I think constructive is positive.
That's another big one too. Like constructive, like constructively criticizing someone is also kind of rare in a way.
Right.
You know?
Right. It is.
And people, like a lot of people, like when they get constructive criticism or criticism in general, they tend to look at it in a negative view, right? They're like,
yeah.
And you can do that. You can do that. Like even me, sometimes if I hear something that's like criticizing, I'll be like, yo, like,
You're not sure. You're not sure.
I'll be like, yo, like you're coming from me. I feel like a little personal, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll also always take a look at it. Like I'll take a look at it and be like, okay, does this person have like some truth to what they're saying, and can I improve? You know.
Yeah.
That's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
In dealing with any sort of criticism in general, you know. You definitely, you know.
Has anyone told you like you got any messages saying, you know, I look up to you, you know, any fans or anything like that? In your personal DMs, because we
get
share
like 30
obviously
views on these, bro. You think so?
You never know. Like you've been alive long enough. You've been alive long enough that someone, at least one person, be like, yeah, like send you a nice message.
You know what? Actually, to be honest, when I used to do my TikTok journals, right, on TikTok, right, like last year, I wasn't really paying attention like that because I was just kind of doing it for myself, you know, just to document my own, like, you know,
Journey, yeah.
Yeah, my own journey, right? But, like, I'm sure, like, a lot of people were watching that, and then I can't even remember at the time, too, because I wasn't really paying attention. I'm not the type of person to, like, take in those type of stuff, like, too much anyways.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm sure, like, there was a couple people telling me, you know, like, you know, you're really, like, inspiring, you know, and, like, all that.
Yeah. I was one of those people, actually. I was one of those people, yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
But yeah, that's good, man. That's good. If I were to take a look at all the people in my life, I would say there's about maybe three, maybe four people that like I consider like mentors or like just people that have traits that I'd like to acquire, you know? It's like they've reached that level where it's like, yeah, that's something that I would want to level up to as well, you know? I think you're one of those people, you know? You go to the gym, disciplined. He's a very disciplined person.
I mean,
he's a very disciplined person. He makes his own meals. He makes his own...
Sometimes.
Yeah, he's a very disciplined person.
Yeah, but like even more than like having a mentor, like I was saying earlier, like there's just people around your life that you could just like learn from. Like one of my boys, Nate, right? Like he's always so like he's not really worried so much about what other people are thinking about him, you know. And it's like that's a really good trait to have. It's like because a lot of times for me personally, I'm kind of self-conscious, not as much as I used to be. Like I'm not even actually I wouldn't even call myself on the self-conscious like scale, but I do have a little bit of self-consciousness, right? So I'm thinking, you know, a little bit like, what is this person thinking of me, you know, all that. But yeah, like having that trait to be like, or that quality to be like, yeah, I don't really care, you know, even if like whatever they are thinking of me, I don't really care like that, you know.
Yeah, that is definitely a good trait to have for sure, because you want to be self-secure and not. I remember you saying this another time, maybe on another podcast a while ago. Like it's good to be like a little self-conscious because like you don't want to be like doing too much, and then people like they don't. You know, you want to know what people think about you. In a way, because you don't want to be What's the word? You don't want to be
yeah, you don't really want to be like
well, you just want to know. You want to know like a little bit like what people like are saying, like what people are thinking about you, right? But with that being said, you also like want to be secure with yourself, where it's like even though I know what they're saying about me or what they think about me, like it doesn't affect me personally. You know, it's good to be aware though, self-aware. Self-aware. That's what you use. Self-aware. It's good to be self-aware.
It is for sure.
But then you have to have that confidence to like be like, I'm comfortable with who I am and, you know, what I do, you know?
And I feel like self-consciousness is like a pretty big thing in society. You know, it's like you're always thinking like in your head, you always like talk yourself out a lot of things, and like, oh, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna post this because I look blah blah blah. You know, whatever. Right. But it's like, if you can get to a point, and I don't think I'm at this point yet, but like, I'm working on it. You know, getting to a point where it's like, those are just like, what do you call them? Clever stories. You know, clever stories in your head. You just come up with like random stuff that aren't actually true, you know?
Yeah.
So you take a picture, you take like a picture of yourself, you know, a selfie, and you're like, first 10 seconds, you're like, okay, I'm messing with it, looks good. Keep looking at it a little longer. You're like 20 seconds in, you're like, what is that? Like, why does my eye look cross-eyed or something like that?
Yeah.
30 seconds later,
He's explaining me right now. He's explaining
you look cross-eyed, and then 30 seconds later, you're like, wait, my face isn't symmetrical. And then like, then 10 more seconds later, you found like 10 more problems with the picture.
and you're just not posting it. You don't like it
never
anymore.
there from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find like, and it's crazy because you go from like the first 10 seconds, you're like, yeah, this is a good picture, to like less than a minute, you're like, you found like 10 problems, 10 made up problems with it, you know? And so that's why I think like self-conscious is like a really big thing. And like a lot of people in high school, especially because, you know, that's where it kind of stems from.
Yeah.
Self-consciousness, right? You're really trying to fit in and all that. They're going to be self-conscious. So that's just how it is, you know? You're trying to fit in. So it's important, like, as you're growing up to like realize, you know, that's a destructive like thought, I guess. You know, self-consciousness. Self-awareness, though. You want to be self-aware. For sure.
Oh yeah.
Being self-conscious of like, yeah. And that's just one thing, you know, in like your early days in high school, you kind of struggle with, and then like as you grow up, kind of mature and like learn all that.
Yeah. High school is like, I would say this, high school is like a weird time because you go from middle school to high school, and there's just so many different people, in Canada especially, it's so many different ethnicities, so many different traditions, cultures, all of that like mixed into one spot, and like everyone has different mannerisms from different places around the world in Canada.
Not even just that. It's also like just the environments you're brought up in.
Yeah,
you have different mannerisms.
Exactly. And it's like I don't know how it is in other countries, but I know Canada. You know, it's like probably one of the top 5 hardest countries, like for people going into high school. I would say.
You think so?
I would say yeah, because that's where like the most.
I don't think so. I actually disagree with that, because like everyone is so different, where it's like everyone's kind of thinking the same thing, you know, where it's like, I just need to make some friends, you know, I need to make some friends. But like in other countries or like other places around the world, I feel like it's like you already have your set clique that you grew up with, and they all do the same thing, you know, they all speak the same, you know, all that. They're all the same ethnic, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, so if you have your friends from middle school,
but not everyone's gonna get along the same way though, because it's like,
I feel like
you got your set people. You feel like you can go out and like mess with other groups, mess with other people because you have your set people.
You're saying that about international or
international?
I don't know. I feel like the biggest problem with of course I never went to school internationally, right? But I'd say the biggest problem there would be like economic status, you know, like because there's not much differences between two people from the same country or from the same city, right? In other countries.
Yeah.
I would say economics is probably like the biggest thing.
Economics, yeah.
Is the biggest thing in Canada, or like other countries too, like other diverse countries too, but especially in Canada, there's so many different things that separate you from just the person sitting right next to you in high school, you know?
And I feel like that's kind of what makes you bond, though, in a way.
Yeah, it might. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
like,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Being too similar to someone is like, I don't know.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm for sure. Like it's. I mean,
I feel like
went to school in
sometimes when
Canada,
you're
it was
too
it was a great experience for me.
Sometimes when you're too similar to someone, you kind of feel like, you know, like, it's like there can only be one of us, you know? Yeah, so it's like a fight to the death, you know?
What is he trying to insinuate right now? What is he trying to insinuate?
Yeah, there can only be one of us. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, but in all seriousness, though, that's how like a lot of other people, like some other people would think. You know, it's like
Other people would think that.
only other people. This
Oh
is not
my
good
God.
marketing for the D-Bros.
D-Bros.
For the D-Bros.
Yeah, I don't know. I see where you're going with that. I mean, at least I hope I do. But yeah, I would say I went to high school in Canada, obviously, and I could say for myself that you could definitely build bonds and friendships with people from different ethnicities in different parts of the world, and it's very easy actually. You just got to be like a good person. That's pretty much it. But I also will say that there's so many different ethnicities that you are guaranteed to do something that someone else doesn't like, you know? Someone else doesn't agree with. If you're doing anything at all, there's going to be someone else that doesn't like it. And that might be the same anywhere around the world.
Yeah, that's literally just life. Not everybody's gonna have the same view, and that's perfectly fine. You know. Yeah. Some people aren't gonna like what you're doing. Some people aren't gonna mess with it. You know. I feel like I'm in a position though, like, and this is not. I wouldn't say it's a good or bad thing, but I feel like I'm in a position where not a lot of people dislike what I'm doing. Like I don't make a lot of enemies. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, like it's impossible to have like no enemy, like no people that don't like what you're doing. But
You think that's possible?
I said I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's not possible. So, yeah. Of course, there's gonna be some people who not messing with you, not jacking you like that. But yeah, I feel like for the most part, you know, I got.
Yeah, no enemies. Thorfinn. Vinland Saga. Season 2.
Shout out Vinland Saga. Goated anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we should probably cut the podcast just there, just because this one got to drop now. It's Sunday. It's like 11 a.m. right now. I try to get them out at 5 p.m. So this one gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching this podcast, and if you are new to the channel, once again, make sure you subscribe and tell a friend. Tell someone about the podcast, and you guys sit down, maybe watch it together next time. And yeah, that's gonna be it from D Bros. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.